This is an overview of Quercus, a cloud-hosted student administration system. Quercus delivers the full student lifecycle, from handling applications all the way through to graduation. Quercus has an intuitive user interface, providing a contemporary user experience for all of your constituents. With a single ID number throughout the entire student lifecycle, all of the information about a single student can be brought together in one place, providing staff with a complete 360 view of a student record. We can deliver personalised communications, and they can be seen here from the Communication tab, enabling your staff to have coherent conversations when dealing with your students. At any time, staff can easily communicate with a student using the Communicate option from the task list. From here, we could send the student an email, an SMS to their mobile device, or simply record an interaction. Perhaps a corridor conversation has taken place with the student and it's something that we feel we need to record in the system. Quercus has a concept of interactions. So an interaction would be, for example, a student accepting their offer or registering on a course. And we track these interactions so you can see clearly over time how a student progresses throughout the life cycle. Throughout the product, you'll find dashboards that will graphically represent what's going on in the business. So, for example, how our courses are doing against our targets and what revenue is being generated. We can monitor and also process our applications, again from a dashboard. So we can narrow down our search criteria, perhaps to a specific location. And from this dashboard, I can actually drill down into the underlying detail to see the list of students that are at that particular stage in the admissions process. And anywhere where you can see the eye icon, I can actually click through and see the full 360 of this particular application. And we also have a dashboard for your third-party organisations, for example, employers or corporate partners who may bring students to your institution. So they too get an access to a dashboard where they can see exactly what's going on with their training budgets, their student registrations and any invoices that they may need to pay. Quercus is also fully responsive, so it will adapt and respond to the user's device. Staff members, as they navigate from one meeting to another, have access to the information that they need anytime, any place, anywhere. Quercus has a suite of operational reports to help you run your business, so it's easy to get access to the information that you need to be able to generate management or executive level type reports quickly and easily. And you'll find reports such as class lists built into the system, available from the tasks option. We also have the ad hoc reporting tool for situations where you have reporting requirements that may not be met by the delivered reporting. In the ad hoc reporting tool, you can create views of data, reports and dashboards. Users can use the drag and drop interface to very quickly create tailored views of the data. Dashboards can be designed, for example here we have a finance revenue dashboard that tells perhaps a senior executive exactly what's going on in the business at any one time. Quercus helps you build and manage your curriculum, whether that be a simple short course or perhaps an undergraduate or postgraduate offering. The curriculum structure allows you to offer many different instances of a course, so you may have different modes of study, for example full-time or part-time, or the course may reside in different locations. Looking at this Masters of Law as an example, this is a full-time offering, and you can see here that we've got all of the modules, all of the teaching elements that are attached to this particular course. We have a combination of core and optional modules with differing credit values. Using the eye icon, I can see this module in more detail. I can check to see whether there are any requisite rules in play, so we can handle prerequisite, co-requisite and exclusive requisite rules for more complex curriculum. Using the navigation options on the right hand side, I can actually click through and have a look at the class list, so I can check to see the status of all of the students attached to this particular module. Quercus makes it easy to get to where you need to go. So for my list of students, I can actually now see their assessments. In this particular example, this is an exam, but it may be the case that you have different assessment types. So there could be an exam, 50% weighting, and maybe an assignment. From here, we can click through into the online mark entry and enter some marks for this particular exam. Quercus has calculators that use the mark and grading schemes that you define to calculate the outcome of an individual assessment item and also the student's overall award. These calculators will also be used in progression so that you can progress students from one year to the next. Anybody with an interest in student success can see very clearly how a cohort of students are tracking on a particular module or course. Teaching can be scheduled into a calendar, so tutors and administrators can see what they have in their diary for the week ahead. And from here they can click through into an individual class and see the students that are attached to this particular module. Their attendance can be recorded, so here we have a non-medical absence type. I may be interested to know more about this particular student, so I can use the eye icon to look at their full student record. We have an inbuilt notes facility where we can record a variety of different note types that are custom to the institution. So here we can see some more information about this particular student, which may explain their absence. From time to time, students may contact you with a request. It could be a leave of absence, for example. It could be any type of request, and you can build these in Quercus. And within our case manager component, you can manage the business process around these requests. So from here, I can see the status of all of my leave of absence requests, and I can click through in the dashboard to see more details about the requests, when they were submitted, and then using the eye icon, I can get to see the full 360 of this particular request. With a workflow, we can move the request through different stages. I can assign it to a different member of staff, and we can take this particular request all the way through to resolution. Quercus provides system administrators with the ability to configure online services for students, for example, an online application form or a book and pay service for a short course. We have services throughout the whole life cycle, from recruitment, enrolment, engagement, all the way through to graduation. We're going to take a look at an apply online service and the configuration features available. The features that you'll see are available for every single service in recruitment, enrolment, engagement and progression. So once you've learnt one, you've learnt them all. We'll start off by looking at templates, which is our online application form. An online application form may be different dependent on the type of course. So an institution may have a different online application form for undergraduate offerings, legal education or postgrad offerings. We're going to have a look at our undergrad online application form. You can see here we have a series of steps, so it's giving us a preview of what the current online application form looks like. Clicking Edit Steps gives me the ability as a system administrator to go in and make changes to this form. On the left hand side we have a series of selected steps, which is the current form, and on the right hand side a set of available steps. We often refer to these as widgets, and I can click into one of these widgets and I can change the behaviour. So you can see here we're capturing the address, currently the home and term address, and both of them are mandatory. I may also wish to capture the mail address, so I can just tick the box. If we wish to capture employment information, I can just drag that in to the appropriate place in the form. And if maybe asking for a photo is not appropriate in an online application form, I can drag that away. You can also build up a comprehensive bank of bespoke questions that you may ask. These questions could be university-wide, or they may be specific to a particular course. So you can simply choose which type of questions you wish to ask in this particular form. In the settings area, this is where you configure your bespoke questions. So you may ask questions around general marketing, for example. You can choose whether you have drop-down lists, radio groups, or text areas. Within the email templates area, you can configure the communications that are sent to students. So for example, when a new account is created, you may wish to send the student an email to confirm their username and password. The types of communication may differ dependent on the type of course or indeed the individual course itself. So you've got the power to configure these email templates at different levels. When configuring an email template, you can use the HTML editor in conjunction with the mail merge tags to build out bespoke and personal communications. You can also create powerful workflow to help you standardize your processes and make them more efficient. These workflow may be different dependent on the type of offering, so similar to the online application forms. So for example, if we have a look at our LLM workflow, you can see we have a set of status values. So an application will move from one status to another, and when that happens, an action will take place. So we can map out your business process in this user interface. Looking at how applications are processed in Quercus, you can see this workflow in action. So from my dashboard of applications, I can click through and have a look at some at the validated stage. So that would have been a status mapped into our workflow. And I can take a look at one of these applications. Based on the workflow that we set up, the tasks available to me will be dictated by the various different stages in your workflow. Once you're happy with your configuration and your course is set up and ready to go, you can choose one of the online services. So in this case, we're going to go live with an apply online service. Choose our template, our online application form, and this is a full-time undergraduate offering. The start and end dates will determine what period the course will be live on your website accepting online applications. And once you're happy, you can go live. Once you've created a live service, this creates what's called a Quercus Live link, and this can be dynamically surfaced onto your website or into your content management system. Furthermore, this link could be copied and distributed in an email marketing campaign. We're now going to see the Quercus student experience. We'll see what it will be like for a student visiting your website, browsing your course offerings, and that information has been surfaced from Quercus, how they can make a direct application, and they can do that on their mobile or tablet device, and how that we can provide them with a personalised student portal. And that will be the one place that they can go for all of their student information throughout the life cycle at your institution. A prospective student will typically visit your website when looking for a course. So here I'm visiting Ellucian College and I'm looking for undergraduate offerings in the area of computing. Quercus can surface your course prospectus directly onto your website or into a content management system, and it does this via the live link feature. So this is a feed of information coming directly from Quercus. So you can see here we have the course title, the start date, mode of study and location, and the year that I'm applying to. When I click the link here, this is the Quercus Live link, which will take me into an online application form. Having clicked that live link, I'm now in my Apply Online service for the Bachelor of Computer Science. If I've studied at the institution before, I could supply my credentials. However, I'm a brand new student, so I'm going to create myself a new account. I'm now within the online application form, so I can see clearly on the right hand side where I am and what I need to do to complete this application. Quercus is responsive to the user's device, so the content will adapt and respond accordingly. This means that a student could make an application anytime, any place, anywhere. At any point in the application, if a student doesn't have all of the information they need, they can use the save and exit feature to save their application and come back later. Within Quercus, our workflow tool will automatically follow up with that applicant to check to see whether there's anything that we can do to help them complete the application. An applicant can upload multiple documents, and you can put controls in place to limit the file size. You can also customize any of the help text, and that is true of any of the widgets within an application form. Once I've completed my application, I'll get a unique application number and an overview of all of the information that I supplied. I can print this off to PDF, or I can exit, which will take me into my Quercus applicant gateway. On the applications page, an applicant can see the status of their application, so they know at any point in time what stage their application is at and whether they need to do anything. On the messages page, our workflow tool will have automatically sent them a follow-up email confirming their application and setting their expectations as to what happens next. From the Quercus Student Gateway, further along in the life cycle, it's from here where they would accept their offer through our Accept Offer service. Within online enrolment, our Build Curriculum service will let them choose their elective modules. I can see the status of any payments that I've made against my tuition fees, and when it comes to results publishing, my results will be made available to me in my Quercus Student Gateway. I have a calendar, so I know where I need to be on campus, and you can also deploy other additional links into the Quercus Student Gateway. For example, a link to your learning management solution, so a student can single sign-on straight into that application. I have all the information to hand that I need to be successful in my studies. That's all from today's Quercus overview. For more information, please contact an Ellucian representative or partner.